Hi, this is Jan. You're watching LXG.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Sunday News here at LXG headquarters. I am the second class elitist and this is...
Ali Alcatraz, Master Necromancer.
Now there's not a lot to go over this weekend because everybody's crazy with the Adepticon, but got a couple things we wanted to go over and a couple of things apparently that we've just missed all month by being stupid busy.
Yeah.
So let's start by catching up what we should have done at the beginning of March.
Yes, First of all we would like to apologize for not mentioning this sooner. Bombshell Miniatures is doing a special event for March to celebrate the 1-year successful funding of the Counterblast Kickstarter. So, in order to celebrate 1 year of Counterblast,
Yay!
They're having a decent sale, 20% off a lot of good Counterblast related stuff, the rulebook, and all the core faction sets.
Which you have to remember are already like 15 or 20% off buying all the models individually anyway.
Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty good discount on those. Like, that's a nice cut.
So if you did miss it, or if you have friends that have seen it and now want to get into it,
or if you happened to have just been at Adepticon this weekend and did some demos with the Sculpt Dude himself, because he had a line of demos going all weekend.
Nice.
Beast of War also stopped by and played a little bit. So I think you're going to see a little bit of Beast of War coverage for Counterblast coming up. Remember, we did it first.
Ha!
So there. But yeah, so if you got a chance to demo this, if you liked it, if you didn't, trust me, you will. Go buy the core faction boxes while they're discounted. And picking up the rulebook, awesome. I think the rulebook's still available as a PDF download
They're
as well.
also discounting the PDF as well as buying the hard copy. The rulebook comes with the PDF.
The PDF, right.
So either way, you're getting some discount off the PDF. I don't remember what it is, but that's not expensive to begin with. So.
I'm trying to see if I see one of our copies real quick, just to flash it up to show it. There we
Aha!
go.
Flying books.
Flying books.
There we go.
This is what you're actually getting.
Yeah.
It is sized unusually. The size is due to the fact that the game is inspired by pulp science fiction, and this is the exact size of like the old Asimov and the other pulp science.
Right.
Like amazing stories and stuff. This is what size they were, and they were always black and white pages, and it looked exactly like this. But this is still a solid book. You're looking at 255 pages, really, really good. Other than this, also the PDF. We also have a copy of the rules that we use that are spiral bound that we have on full 8x11 pages. That works really well too. But yeah, definitely, list price $28.99. 20% off of that, you're going to be saving like $5.50. So,
not bad. And by the way, the book comes with tokens you can cut out for status tokens and markers and stuff like that.
Or photocopy.
Or photocopy.
Or since it comes with a PDF, just print out the page of the PDF.
So also, I love the small size of the book. It's great. You have it near the table or on the table, not take up the whole table and still look things up.
Yep.
Of course, the PDF even more so because you could open it on your phone.
Yep.
Another great thing you could do.
Either way, winner's there. Okay.
Speaking of rules, also this month they have released the first addendum.
Yes.
So there's some errata correction on there. And some clarifications, as well as kind of all combined with that, they've released new copies of the character cards.
Well, that's because actually some of the stats changed. Like
Some of the stats did change.
There were a couple wholesale changes that things just didn't work the same way.
So some stats changes. They also released cards for the psionic powers and stuff, so
yes.
that you can have more ready reference for them in front of you. Because I know from playing our games, I have a hard time remembering everything about them all. It's like really complex.
I mean, I know there's a couple old school gamers, the old, Metal Hammer guys that are like, rawr, cards, back in my day we didn't need them. Honestly, guys, being able to have quick reference cards handy and available, it makes the game run a lot smoother.
Also, this month, they are releasing a new Lancer Crew box set.
Yes.
It's called Dr. Zardoff and the Robot Menace.
Classic pulp, and basically what it is if you remember us talking about and showing, English is fun. The brain add-ons and stuff like that.
Brains.
Basically, it's using the robot bodies and the Psy brains, and then bubble helmets on the robot bodies to protect the Psy brains.
Right.
It's a neat thing. It's a little gimmicky, but it's terribly campy, and it's entirely sci-fi.
It's very appropriate. The box set itself, you're going to know most of the pieces in it already. It's got a couple of the mini bots and some of the other, Android-style robots that were already in the game.
I'm telling you, I kind of want to pick up.
Together in a box set.
I kind of want to pick up that box set just for the Danger Will Robinson arms.
Yes, that are part of Dr. Zardoff's.
You do it so much better than I do. Yeah.
Yep.
Danger, danger.
With the little clamps at the end.
Yeah, it's
so,
totally 50s.
And then with the Psy brain and the bubble helmet, it's just. And he makes another pun on there, which is also pretty cool on the site when you go and look at it. So
cool.
They'll be obvious that you'll appreciate. So lots of good stuff going on at Bombshell this month. We're sorry we didn't tell you sooner, but go take a look, get some good stuff.
You got a week. Jump in.
Yeah, you still have time. Go ahead.
You played it. You liked it. You talked to Patrick. Jump in. I know a bunch of guys in Texas too that have been playing it and liking it. Now's the time to jump in. Get this. Make this game big, because this game deserves to be big.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of new releases.
More stuff to spend money on. Go.
Yes. Yes. Weird Games has done, if you go onto their main website, you'll see that they've done an advanced post letting you know what, almost all their summer releases are going to be.
Wait, you mean I'm not going to find out 4 days before it's available this time?
Some of them you might still.
Okay.
There could still be some surprises, but they've put up a lot of stuff. As far as Malifaux goes, March, April, May, and June, they've already given us some ideas. So we're just going to go through a couple highlights. In March, the Steampunk Abominations for Leviticus are going to be out. I know some of you have been waiting for them. Mm-hmm. Also, some people might have been waiting for the new Nekima model.
I thought you said highlights.
Highlights. But there's been talk about it.
Okay.
There's been a lot of talk about the new Nekima model. They have, in fact, dropped the expected retail price of it to $25.
So what you're saying is that Nekima's price tag has shrunken about 20%?
Yeah.
All right. For the record, it is a beautiful model. It is a great model. I just think it's smaller than they had wanted and smaller than they expected for what they thought they were ordering. I'm not one to bring this up a lot, but Weird has had a couple scale issues with Malifaux, and no one's hiding that. Right. I think this was one of them where the model was supposed to be bigger. It came in smaller than they were expecting, so they reduced the price accordingly.
Right.
Good on them. Also, people that had ordered it during the short period of time where it was on sale.
Right.
For when it was on the website, they reduced the price and kicked everybody back.
Okay.
The refund. Okay. So again, Weird. Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great work.
It is still a great model. I intend to get one. There are only so many Nephilim models anyway. Mm-hmm. There aren't a whole lot of alternate sculpts right now for most of the Nephilims. So whatever size you think this new Nekima works at, if you think it makes a good mature Nephilim, people are talking about using it as an alternate Barbaros. Some people even think it's so small they want to use it as a young Nephilim.
Possible Terratot.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But it is still a good model. So if you want some alternate sculpts, and you can afford to pick up a $25 alternate sculpt for one model, I'm going to. I mean, I don't see why not.
Or honestly, even picking up a $25 model for a really good set of plastic wings that aren't the same 4 wings that everyone uses for their conversions.
Right. So, I mean, definitely going to have its uses, and they'll still see some traction on that.
Right.
Moving on to April, here's one that we've been waiting for forever. Tara's box set.
Year and a half. Woo!
Heralds of Obliteration.
Yep.
That's finally going to be coming out in April. Another crew that's going to be coming out in April, the Troubleshooters. This is a new Arcanist Master.
The Master's card has been in 2nd edition, but there has never been a model, and
there's never been a sculpt.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the first sculpt released
for Ironside.
Ironside, and at that point we will have a complete set of Arcanist Masters. Will we not?
And in fact, in April, we will have a complete set of Arcanist Masters, because that's the only one I'm missing.
Like all the rest of them already.
I don't have a problem. I can quit anytime I want.
They keep rolling with the crew releases. In May, they're going to release the long-awaited Brewmasters box sets. I know a lot of you have been really waiting for Drunken.
There have been a couple of jokes about properly aged going around. This one's been waiting a while, but yeah, Drunken Ninja Goblin Foo looks really good.
I mean, they're hilarious. They really are. I know some of you are going to want them. And then, also in May, very exciting, I know I've been waiting for this for a while. They're going to release the first of the Rider miniatures in the new plastics. They're going to release the Mechanical Rider. So I know I am really looking forward to what all the new Riders are going to look like. I haven't seen any art yet, but...
I've seen some of the art. It looks really solid. I really like that the Riders are coming out in plastic, and it's because the metal Riders, when you have a large metal model, you have two options. You either do a dynamic pose and watch the ankles snap in half, or you don't do a dynamic pose and you just have a lame model.
A dynamic model. But they should be able to capture a lot more of that dynamic poses. I expect bigger, bulkier, studlier Riders.
And lots of trailing stuff. It's going to be dynamic.
They should be really interesting. They're going to keep going, and it's not even that they're just releasing one Rider. We know this because in June they're going to release the Pale Rider. So it looks like they're going to probably keep going with that.
Yeah, I think May, June, July, August.
We're going to start seeing
get the Riders
out. Also in June they're going to release the Collodi Crew for all you puppeteers out there. So lots of big stuff starting to come up. More crew box sets, the Riders starting up. Some nice big heavy price tag stuff to use up all your summer vacation budget.
Yeah, we're really hoping that this means that their production issues that they were having have been resolved.
Hopefully.
We're going to be able to see stuff coming back out on a regular basis. Hopefully. Not that they haven't been putting things out on a regular basis, but the stuff they've been putting out has always been a couple months after it was expected.
Yeah, and a few gaps here and there. Also, if you're just a weird fan in general, they're releasing some other stuff. They're releasing a board game, and they're releasing some more stuff for Through the Breach. So go take a look on Weird's website and go look forward to some good weird stuff.
Yeah.
Weird and wild stuff.
All
right. Into the Kickstarter world.
Back in the Kickstarter world.
Any of you who pledged to the Sharktopede Kickstarter or who missed it and wish you had gotten some stuff.
If you're not familiar with what this Kickstarter is,
Sharktopede.
As soon as this video is done, Sharktopede, you need to go look up Sharktopede on Kickstarter.
That's
SHARKTIPEDE,
just like shark and centipede, and yes, there's a reason for that.
You need to watch this video because occasionally Kickstarters will come up where you go, I'm throwing money at this just because the video is awesome, and we threw money at this just because the video was awesome.
But also, a couple of the models were really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, as far as the original, because I know what we're about to go into here, but side note, just we're talking about Sharktopede, the painted sets are currently being painted. Okay. He actually tweeted a couple shots of some of them, particularly the Sharktopedes.
Okay.
They look good. Anyone who's getting not the painted versions, they have been sent to the distributors, and they should be in the mail now/soon.
Now, are they are the models from the Sharktopede Kickstarter remaining Kickstarter exclusive? All of them. He wasn't going to release them afterwards initially, was he?
No, to my knowledge, Clint is pretty much just making those, and that's one of the reasons why he had them in brackets, because the molds were going to wear out and he wasn't going to remold.
Okay.
So it was an entirely one and done thing, unless enough people complain because they get a chance to watch the Sharktopede video
and go,
I wanted a Sharktopede. So
you may or may not be able to get Sharktopede and friends.
You may at some point be able to get a Sharktopede. I doubt you will ever be able to get a Monktopus. Yes, you've got to go see what that is.
Yeah, Monktopus.
Monktopus.
We're not kidding.
Yeah. All right.
Go look at it and find out what that means. So if you go look at that and decide you really, really wanted something, but really, really missed those, you will kind of get another shot because Clint McLean,
Yep.
the genius behind Shark to Pete, is thinking about
He's teasing it a little bit.
contemplating doing another Gribbly Kickstarter with more fun mashups and
yeah, he's at least shown
stuff.
one of them so far. TGC, do you remember which? It was a part horse and it was a part something, and it was just all terrifying. Like, this one actually was terrifying.
Did you say it's scorpion?
Yeah, I think it was.
A horse scorpion? Or horsekin?
Something like that. It was disgusting.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait to see that.
It was pretty terrifying.
He does a really good job with the mashup, so go take a look and see if you want some wackiness in your cabinet.
Alright.
Mantic.
Yay!
Mantic.
Wait, we're talking about Mantic. That means this is a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Hey,
how about that? And specifically, and just as shocking, a Dead Zone.
Yay!
They already launched that?
Yes, it is live.
Okay. So Mantic has launched another Dead Zone Kickstarter. There's going to be some new additives to this. They're adding vermin.
Yeah, the vermin are getting their own force in Dead Zone, which is cool. Vermin are nice. I like rats in space. It's kind of neat.
Rats in space.
The figures are actually pretty cool looking. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Rats in
If we were playing Dead Zone, I would totally be getting a new faction right now.
Rats in space.
Rats in space.
Rats in space.
Yeah.
They don't have bubble helmets.
No, but you could probably give them a bubble helmet if you could figure out how to deal with it.
How to get over the...
Yeah.
They're also adding more modular terrain. They're adding some pipe terrain.
Yeah, and this works with all of the Mantic 3-square terrain that they've been doing. It technically would work with the brick stuff from Mars Attacks, although I don't know that thematically it would work, but the size is the same. It's designed to work with all the Dead Zone terrain. It's basically a series of like pipes and air exhaust and big fans and stuff like that. It's a little bit more industrial, so it's a little bit more near tech than the super tech of the original Dead Zone.
Yeah, but if you match it up with stuff
they match up well.
correctly,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that still working. And that, of course, just means it's more multi-use.
Exactly.
So there's some fun, good stuff going on there. Now, have you had any more news confirming some of those AVP rumors?
Oddly enough, Beasts of War, as we mentioned, were at Adepticon, and they were visiting some of our friends. Thank you. And they managed to corner Big Jim.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, so what's new with Warzone yet? And then, like, mid-sentence, they were like, yeah, shut up. What's actually happening with AVP? It was really well done.
Warzone, but I want to know about AVP.
Yeah, Warzone's doing good, great. AVP! And I believe his quote was something semi-wishy-washy, like, he was ambushed, like, right in the middle of selling stuff.
Sure.
It wasn't scripted. But, tentative but expecting to be able to be selling the AVP board game at Salute in a couple months. And while, like I had predicted a few months ago, they will be shipping to backers, and any backers that can get to Salute will be able to pick up their stuff at Salute. Okay. There's still a few last-minute wrinkles to be worked out with the IP holders, but most of it looks solid. Oddly enough, one of the last things that happened, Fox decided that they wanted the rulebook published in British English rather than American English. Which required a rewrite. Because it affects...
Type the accent in there?
Well, because you have to add in like lots of U's, for example, Mark. You have to add in vowels and change certain spellings.
The armor and the color.
Right.
And
which in fact then affects your kerning and spacing per line.
Yes, it does.
Which affects where paragraphs begin and end. Which affects where you put in art.
Okay, alright, yeah, I see your point. And
silly little thing like that.
It's really automatic, there's a lot of manual work.
Silly little thing like that, and the next thing you know, you've got to do in a completely new layout because your document changed.
To say nothing if there are, any lifts on those spaceships.
Yes. Because then all that needs to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be, I don't know. All right, now we want to talk to you about a couple neat gamer community things that we found going on. The first is from Pulp City.
Yep.
Pulp City's doing this neat little thing. I know we're both going to be in on it. It's a model swap.
Yes.
You would describe this better than I. So.
Okay. Basically, the idea here is it's a model swap. Not specifically limited to people that were in the Kickstarter, so even if you missed it, you can still get in.
Yeah.
But they're waiting to launch it until people that were in the Kickstarter got all their stuff. The idea is if you go to the Pulp City forum, which is on Pulp Monster's website, you can find a thread, and we'll actually link it in down there, which will talk about a model swap. What's going to happen is that once they decide to lock everything down, everyone that has entered into the swap will get paired randomly with someone else in the swap.
Okay.
And let's say that you and I got paired.
Okay.
I would get a contact information for you.
Right.
And I would send you a message going, hey, what do you collect? I've got like this range of models. I've got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one that I can paint.
Okay.
What is it out of there that you would like?
Right.
And then you would also respond with what you have available. And we might talk about paint schemes, or we might not.
Right.
And we might talk about other things, or we might not. And then when it gets done, you will then have, I think they're doing 2 months, for you to paint a model and mail it to your counterpart, who has the same amount of time to mail one back to you.
So you're swapping, models from your collection that you're going to paint up.
Yep.
To give to the other person, so the other person can have something you painted.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
it's just a cool little way to build community.
It's a neat little community thing. I mean, I've participated in several things before where, I've given painted models of mine, willingly or otherwise, to other players. But it's always a cool thing, because people are usually, really appreciative about that. They like to see what other gamers do, what other painters do, and it's just a neat way to talk Pulp City and to share with other Pulp City fans. So I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. And even if you have an entire collector's pledge, which the question came up of, I have the collector's pledge, why would I need anything? Guys, first off, alternate sculpts, alternate costumes.
Sure.
Literally, I'm probably going to get, originally it was going to be 4 Rosie Rudes to finish out all the color scheme ideas I had. And then,
it keeps going up, by the way.
And then Token Gamer Chick pointed out that she would make a really cool She-Hulk, and now I need 5.
It just goes up I don't know, once a day since we started talking about it, I think.
But not only that, if you have the collector's pledge, congratulations, you have 1 Terracotta Warrior out of the 3 that you can field.
Right.
There's always more options in there. There's Solar/Dark Solar. You have 1. He's 2 different guys.
Right.
I mean, there's a couple different things you can do. So, and not even that, just
to get in touch.
Yeah.
With your fellow gamers, see how other people interpret things. I mean, especially in a genre like this, hero stuff goes so many different directions. And it'd just be really cool to see the direction someone else takes something. So.
Yeah. And as we both mentioned, we're both in the list. There's a lot of people in the list right now. Definitely, it'd be fun to sign up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And who knows, you might get a model from me, or from her, or from Devin himself, or, anybody. Anything could happen.
So, cool. Another really cool thing that Second Class Elitist discovered recently was it's a website dedicated to helping gamers find other players.
Yeah, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of it right now, because
we'll get it to you.
It's incredibly simple. It'll be down underneath once we get the video up. But basically the idea is, you play games, you're looking for other people that play the same games you do, especially if you play smaller market games, like the ones that we talk about. So, go to this website, and then you plug in what games you play, and you plug in your zip code or your postal code, or I don't know how some other countries are doing it, but I'm sure everybody has some way to break down where you are.
Thing.
And then it basically uses a Google Map originator for you to try to find people in a nearby vicinity to you that play the same games. There's a big Warzone presence on there already, a couple hundred players, and some of the smaller games too. And again, the question that you might ask is, well, why? If I look at this map and I see nobody in my hometown and nobody within 50 miles of my hometown, why am I going to bother putting up my information?
Well, first of all, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the more people say, I'm putting my name up anyway, then that starts to grow. But
yeah, because if you don't put your information up because there's nobody out there, and 10 other people didn't put their information up because there's nobody else up there, you got almost a dozen guys that could all be right around the corner from each other that you don't even know.
So start something.
Yeah.
Going down there. Besides which, you know, a lot of people play multiple games. You know, you may not find anyone for this game, but plug in a couple of your other games, see if you find someone local that is interested in similar kinds of games, and maybe you can get them involved in your game too.
Exactly.
And that way things just keep growing. But the more of us participate in that, the better the network's going to be. And the better the network is, I mean, that there are enough gamers around. You just have to find each other.
Right, and that's the biggest problem, especially with local game stores shutting down, local game stores not wanting games that they don't sell being played in their stores, which I understand. Don't get me wrong on that one. I understand that you're paying rent and you want people playing the things that pay your rent.
Right.
I've got you. And I understand that they don't want to put money into a game that they don't know is going to sell because they don't know if there's a market in the area or not. I get that. This is not about making things harder on the friendly local gaming stores. This is about making it easier, because if I find that I've got 8 or 10 guys around the corner that are all playing Zone, and I come up to you and I go, dude, I've got a dozen guys that want to play Zone, can you stock it?
Right.
Your local gaming store is more likely to stock the game. All of you are more likely to get models.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. So the bigger it gets, the better. And honestly, if this takes off, and it really, really could, this is going to be like the next generation of getting gamers in touch with each other. Not that we want to get rid of local game stores. They're still very, very important. But for people for whom that is less of an option, or for games for which that is less of an option, this is going to be a very valuable option. All right. And now we come to the part of the evening that we all enjoy.
New stuff time.
It's called Show and Tell. Today's Show and Tell features Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse. I am not kidding you.
Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse. Let that one sink in for a minute.
That's the name.
Yeah.
I got that right?
Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse.
Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse. That is the name for which we bring you models today. Obviously, we have some pretty diverse miniatures going on in this thing.
Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse is designed as a homage to everything late 70s, early 80s in geekdom.
Right.
The game is being designed by Drew Wood, who some of you may already know. He's been involved in the industry for a while. He helped do translations for the Batman game. He has a character in Pulp City. He had done work with Spine Spur. I mean, he's got some mileage.
Been around, and I mean this really is supposed to be a mashup of these genres. I mean, you are going to be playing them together. You're going to have your superheroes beating up on your dinosaurs, getting eaten by your zombies, and it's all going to be very apocalyptic.
You may, in fact, by the time we're done, wind up with zombified superhero dinosaurs.
I mean, it could happen. I want a zombie dinosaur. I'm just saying. It's me. So, but for right now...
Would you accept a hybrid, which is a part dinosaur, part human, like it's a cross gene?
I would
that
also...
is dead and zombified.
Yeah, I would accept that.
Okay.
I would accept that
Drew?
as well.
Drew. You have no idea, man. She will buy anything that's dead. I'm not kidding. I have a problem I can
quit. The more
decayed,
decayed, the better.
I have a problem I can quit anytime I want. She has a problem. She can't quit.
I sure can.
Seriously.
Sure can. As soon as things stop dying and rotting, get standing back up.
Alright, let's go look at some models.
Okay, so we're going to start here with the superheroes.
Yay!
And Drew likes the classics. He likes things he knows.
Yep.
So
28 millimeter 28 millimeter heroic figures.
28 millimeter heroic, and you're going to recognize some of these character homages, because again, that's what it's for. It's to pay tribute to all the wonderful geek things that we loved when we were younger. So you're going to recognize...
That is, in fact, the alternate head.
That's the alternate head.
For that model. The standard head is this guy. Both of which really work.
You got a couple different options there. Everybody's got alternate heads. You might recognize this guy, especially with some browns or blue and gold paint schemes going on there, and some slightly bluish hair.
Maybe some flashing on the back of the hands that hasn't been trimmed off yet.
Yeah,
Something
that kind
like
of
that.
thing, you know. And
that is not the alternate head. That is the original head.
That's the original head. The alternate head
is that guy.
There you go.
There you go.
So you can really see there's some pointed ears there, and
pointed ears and long
and some
fangs
and fuzziness
fuzzy
going
beardness
on there.
and he may have to adjust his RGB levels slightly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
a little bit. And to go a little more into the movie realm, we have some.
She looks, may we say, highly violet.
Yes.
We might, in fact.
There's a little bit of a violet tint so far that you almost might be going past violet.
Yes.
Into what comes after that, in the rainbow spectrum.
Yes.
And she's really cool.
She actually comes as part of the pack with the next model that you're going to see, which has the alternate head on it at the moment. The original head being basically almost exactly looking like Vincent Price, which was really cool too.
Yeah.
But.
Point being that, yes, even though we are talking superheroes also sometimes means supervillains. So we have a little bit of...
Dr. Makaloff is not a supervillain. He's quite the good fellow.
Yeah.
He's quite magnanimous, you might say.
Yes. Especially the first half of that word. So, that. We also have some of our heroes of a slightly more mundane sort.
Secret Agent Man!
But by that, we do not necessarily mean boring by any stretch of the imagination. These are great models. We have our little...
British Secret Agent guy. I love the
really
look.
Awesome.
I love the tux. However, he totally loses to American Secret Agent guy. Look at that. Is that not classic?
I love both of the Secret Agent models. They are really nice models.
I'm feeling some Dean Martin music coming on right now. I'm not sure why that is.
Because it's you?
Well, or because that's Matt Helm.
Yeah.
Maybe. I had to drop the second clue because I just realized that 99% of the people watching this don't know what that is.
Yeah, Graybeard. Okay, so...
because I'm old. Okay.
Yeah, but, so some really nice things in the superhero genre, and spanning a lot. But that does not mean that we don't actually have dinosaurs. So, yes, folks, this guy is in a line with these lovely superheroes. We got...
The Utah Raptor.
This is a Utah Raptor.
I'm just going to point out, and I apologize, we actually had a bit of a model problem with him. When he came in, and yours will still have it, he actually has some really nice, sharp teeth that are about a millimeter long. And I don't know how it happened. Somehow in transportation, he got ballistic dentistry. So.
Yeah, but so you want to be really careful. They put a lot of fine details in there. There's teeth and some claws that you're going to want to be really careful with.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you don't break them off because they are really nice and they're really fine. So, but that is the first of the dinosaurs we have.
Yes.
There are going to be more dinosaurs. They have not yet given us any zombies because they figure that's something people are most likely to already have on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we will get some of those eventually as well, and then we can smash them all on the table together, seeing who eats who first. So,
alright, so I think we're good with that.
Some pretty fantastic stuff.
I'll also put a link to some of the information. They don't quite have the website set up for Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse yet, and the rulebook is just going into playtesting. There is a Facebook page for Superhero Dinosaur Zombie Apocalypse, and most of the sales have actually been being done through Drew's eBay store, I believe.
Okay.
But because that's where I got mine.
Okay.
But yeah, they're going to be available. This is something that is early in development, guys, but I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's being written and developed by a guy that loves that genre and loves wargaming and knows how to make games that are fun.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see a lot of good stuff coming out of this line. Not only just the models, but I think the game itself is really going to be a lot of fun.
It should be great. A game that, like, you're gonna run into stuff you like, but that you can't really take too seriously. I mean, this is for fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
and honestly, he's doing a really good job with the storyline of it too. Like, there is actually a solid, cohesive, semi-viable story for the superhero dinosaur zombie apocalypse.
Better than a lot of the ones coming out of Hollywood.
Honestly, yeah. It's pretty tight.
So there's actually a reason all this is happening. They didn't just all get thrown on the movie set. There's a story there.
Yeah, it's not like it's not aliens versus cowboys. Like there's actually like some plot that makes sense here.
Okay. So this is kind of like that in terms of the interesting mashup, but even better in terms of there's something going on and you get to play with it, I guess, however you want.
Yeah. So
you can have your paleontology junkies and your superhero lovers and your necromancers all
together,
getting together and having a good time.
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to see what happens with the game. Again, at this point, it's just a model line. Playtesting hasn't even started. They just finished, closed door alpha testing.
Okay.
But I think it's gonna be good.
It's great. I can't wait. I actually, as much as I'm a zombie freak, I can't wait to see more of these dinosaurs. This guy's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And I mean the other models are awesome too, but
one that I know that they're working on next is the boar alligator.
Nice.
Yeah. A couple other things. I mean, really, the problem comes down to cost versus size for these.
Sure.
So, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be a fun line.
I look forward to seeing more of that stuff and playing the game, which I hope I can maintain a nice goofy element in. Me personally, I would like to.
I'm not too worried about this one staying goofy.
All right. All right, so I think that about wraps up what we have for you today.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There was a lot of tournaments and everything that are going on currently at Adepticon. Due to the hour at which this is being filmed, Sunday during the day, I still don't have results yet. We'll probably go over those next week. Okay. In fact, Crystal Brush isn't even done yet.
Okay.
So I can't tell you who won those, even though we're pulling for some of our friends, obviously. Right. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got for this week. We will definitely have some interesting stuff coming up next week. A couple surprises we're already working on. And other than that, guys, have fun, play games, paint your models, and we'll see you on the other side of the table.
He is calling out for soul.